What's up everyone, it's Kelly and today I've got another swatch review for you. Today we're talking about the brand new ILNP Valentine's Day trio for 2023, which is called the Sweetheart bundle. But before we dive into that, if you haven't heard of ILNP before, they are an independent nail polish brand that is based in the US, and all of their polishes are 10 free, meaning they're free of 10 of the potentially harmful ingredients that can be found in nail polish. They are vegan, meaning they do not use any animal-derived ingredients, and they're also cruelty free, meaning they do not test their products on animals. And they just released a brand new trio of nail polishes. They're all Valentine's Day inspired, and we have a nice little variety of different finishes here, and they happen to be my three favorite finishes from ILNP. So we've got one holo jelly, we've got one crelly polish, which is somewhere between a cream and a jelly. It's got a little bit of translucence to it, and it usually has little flecks or glitters in it, which this one does. And we also have a magnetic polish. So I'm going to show you the swatches of those first, then we'll talk a little bit more about pricing, availability, and my thoughts on the trio. So let's just dive right in to the swatch footage. As usual, I'm using base coat underneath all of my swatches just to protect my natural nail and prevent any stains. Today I'm using the ILNP base coat, which I do really enjoy. So we'll start off with Heart to Heart, and this is the crelly finish. Crelly just means it's somewhere between a cream and a jelly. It doesn't have that sheer jelly-like look, but it is sheer enough that you can see the glitters through it. And this one is a white base that is packed with silver, red, pink, and purple metallic flecks. And this one, I love the way that these types of polishes look in two coats because you still get a tiny bit of sheerness and a little bit of softness, but I did end up applying a third coat just to show you what that looked like. And this is my favorite type of crelly, a white base with something going on in it, because I don't know, it reminds me of funfetti. I think it looks so gorgeous and delicious. I think this is a really pretty color combo that works really well for Valentine's Day, and the formula is so nice. You get a nice random scattering of those flakies, but it's not hard to apply at all. It goes on really smoothly and it looks really great. Next up we have the shade Holding Hands, and this one is a holo jelly formula. So we actually have this cool toned light pink jelly base, which means it does have that sheerness to it. And then within that base, we have silver holographic flecks running throughout. And what I love about jelly polishes is you can really choose how opaque you want them to be. Honestly, I love the way that this looks in one coat as just sort of like a soft glittery look on your nails while brightening it up, because that cool toned pink does give a little bit more brightness to the nails, especially if yours are stained potentially a little bit yellow. And I really love the way that this looks in two coats as a semi-sheer look, but in three coats you do get pretty much full coverage, at least on my nail length. And I don't really see the visible nail line anymore, but I still get that jelly-like squishiness, and I still get that really gorgeous, subtle, hollow sparkle running throughout. For whatever reason, I was having the hardest time capturing the holographic particles. They almost look a little silvery on camera, but they really do sparkle so nicely in the sun. And last but definitely not least, we have Be Mine, and this is their magnetic formula polish. And this is a red color, but there's really so much more going on in here. It's like this shimmery metallic deep red. It's got almost like a jelly-like base, but then we have the magnetic pigment in there, but we also have a little bit of like a duochromy shimmer. Sometimes it looks a little pinker, sometimes it's got a little bit of a silvery sheen to it, and then around the edges at more extreme angles I actually saw a little bit of like a golden color, and there's also what appears to be red metallic flecks in it. So I always like to let you guys know how I apply my metallic polishes, just in case you're not familiar with this type of formula. Generally what I like to do is I apply the polish for full coverage, and then after that I will apply another coat on top of that, and while it's still wet I will use my magnet. So I ended up doing two coats for full coverage, and honestly even without magnetizing I thought it looked really pretty, but I did also apply the magnet. First I tried out the cat eye magnet look so that all of it was concentrated right in the middle, and here you can really see a little bit more about that deep red jelly and the red flecks in there, and then all of that silvery magnetic pigment goes straight to the middle, and it looks really gorgeous and three-dimensional. Now lately I've been talking so much about this other type of magnetization, which I like to call the crystal style or the aura style, and basically you apply your layer, which for me is the third layer, and then you just move the magnet around the edge of your nail with the logo or the top of the magnet just facing up, and it creates such a cool dimensional look. It almost reminds me of like marbles, and it's so much fun to play around with. I almost never want to stop moving the magnet around because it's just so cool to see the shift. But once I'm satisfied with how it looks, you know, you can wiggle your nail around as much as you want, and I absolutely love this. I think it gives it so much more of a pinker, lighter tone, so it's really cool getting two totally different vibes within the same polish. So here are the three shades together. I really appreciate the variety of different finishes that we got here, but also I really appreciate the three completely different vibes that we get. Like, we have that lighter crelly color that's a little bit more fun and playful. We have the pink hollow jelly that feels a little bit more elegant and subtle, and then we also have this intense deep red metallic shade that feels almost a little vampy. So I think they really covered all of the bases for Valentine's Day, and that's really awesome. So I absolutely love this trio. So those are the polishes, and as you can see, they are really gorgeous. I absolutely love the ILNP formula, and I think it's really different from any other brand that I use. There's something about them that's very delicate and thin, but also really buildable. And even though I tend to prefer to wear a lot of their polishes in 3 coats, it doesn't feel like I have 3 coats on my nails. It's really hard to explain unless you've actually tried the polishes, but they're so thin that even 3 coats on your nails feels just like a regular manicure, whereas some brands can start to feel a little bit too thick. That is just never something that I experience with ILNP, so I absolutely love that. And sometimes when I do want a little bit more of a sheer look, I will wear less coats. Like, I'm actually wearing 2 coats of the jelly now just because I wanted just a little softer touch. So I absolutely love their formula. Ever since they came out with the magnetic formula as well, I have been loving it. So really excited to see them continuing on with that. And there's just something about specifically a white crelly with little colored glitters in it that just speaks to my soul. And I was just so excited to see them do one for Valentine's Day. Honestly, I'm probably gonna wear that polish just on its own for Valentine's Day, even though I usually do a little bit of nail art. I just think that was so gorgeous. Honestly, maybe I should use it for nail art. That would be kind of cute. Also, I feel like it's been a long time since I've done a nail art video, so if you guys want me to do a Valentine's Day nail art video, definitely let me know in the comments. But anyway, let's talk about pricing. These polishes come in 12 milliliter bottles. They have what I like to call a medium wide flat brush. It's not too skinny, but it's also not too wide, so I feel like it's kind of just the perfect happy medium for people who don't like a wide flat brush or people who don't like a round skinny brush. It really works very well. The jelly polish and the crelly polish are retailing for $10 USD, and the magnetic polish is $12.50 USD. But when they first release collections, they usually do a little pre-order discount, so you do get $1 off each polish. So if you're interested in ILNP, I always recommend checking them out, scoping them out a little bit early, and then picking up the ones you want while they're on discount. They also do have the nail magnet available on their website. I believe that retails for $5 USD, but once you have one nail magnet from any brand, you really can use it on any other brand of nail polish. There are some brands that have a thicker magnet than others, and they can give you a more concentrated line, but honestly, I think the difference is negligible, so if you have one magnet, you're all set. But yeah, I'm curious to hear what you guys think of this trio. Which of the 3 finishes is your favorite? If you've tried ILNP before and you have a little bit more insight as to how to explain that phenomenon where their 3 coaters don't feel like 3 coaters, please feel free to do so in the comments. But really, I think we have a huge win here. I love all of these. I am a huge fan of Valentine's Day. I love the polishes. I love the colors. I know it's just such a manufactured holiday, but I just think it's fun, and I also like eating candy, and it's a big candy eating day. If you enjoy my swatch and review videos, please give this one a thumbs up. It lets me know I'm doing a good job. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. I put out new videos every Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday. I also have my second YouTube channel, my vlog channel, which I will link up in the cards. And I do have a podcast that is not nail polish related, but did recently launch it on YouTube. So if you haven't gotten a chance to listen, here is your opportunity because it's available on YouTube now. It's also on a bunch of other streaming platforms, which I'll link down in the description. But yeah, that is it. Huge shout out to my supporters on Patreon, my Royal Astronomer Amanda M, as well as my Cosmic Admirals Rocket Man's daughter, Paola, Ken, and Rosie. I really appreciate your support, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye. Today's fun fact question comes from Patreon supporter Pookie Bear, and Pookie Bear wants to know, do you think the you'll stay in Vegas, or do you think that you and your partner will eventually choose another place to live? That's a tough question. I'm not actually 100% sure. When we were first talking about moving here, now just keep in mind my partner and I don't have any plans on having children. We don't have any pets at the moment, and we both work from home full time. So we really do have the opportunity to be able to kind of jump around and live in different places. So when we were first talking about living here, we were saying that maybe we can try living here for a few years and then hop somewhere else and try living there for a few years. But we've really been enjoying living here so far. It hasn't been that long. It's been, I think, like 6 months or less. December, January. Yeah, it's been 6 months. And we're really enjoying it so far. So I don't know if we are going to leave. It's hard to know for sure. I think we're both people who like to just kind of hop around and not really make decisions until we want to make them and then immediately do them. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I always thought that we would try living in California for a little bit as well, but I might like it better here. It's a little bit less expensive. Well, a lot of it less expensive. And I also really like the warmth, and I think it's warmer here overall than it is in California. So yeah, that's it. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.